as so much. This has been extremely helpful. I'm excited to what's to come. This is definitely a great thing for our students. So the breaking announcement that I have, which we're getting ready to send a memo to letter to families, is President Joe Biden just signed legislation making Juneteenth a national holiday. And so that happened just moments ago. And so this means that with any federal holiday, it will be observed. And so this year, we know that Juneteenth falls on a Saturday, right? And so we've made the decision for our students that tomorrow, Friday, will be an asynchronous learning day for students, okay? Asynchronous learning. So this means that teachers will not hold live classes tomorrow. So one more time. So tomorrow for students, it will be an asynchronous learning day. Teachers will post assignments for students. Students will complete those assignments and submit to teachers. There will be no live Google Meet classes tomorrow. Now, in terms of next year, we are updating the calendar. And so at some point over the summer, we'll make sure that we share that calendar. But as of right now, Juneteenth, which is celebrated June 19th, is a federal holiday. It was just signed into legislation by President Joe Biden. So I wanted to make that announcement. The letter to families will go out shortly, and teachers have already been notified. So if there are any parent questions, feel free to reach out via email. Thank you so much for allowing me to make the breaking announcement.
Breaking news.
Can I translate really quick?
And families, this meeting is taking a new plight. Ms. Ramirez is our translator for the evening, and I will reintroduce her again. Ms. Ramirez, could you please translate what Mr. Bashir just said?
Ok, buenas noches familia, estudiantes. El señor Bashir, quien es el principal o el director de nuestra escuela, ha anunciado que en pocos momentos atrás, el presidente Joe Biden ha anunciado que el 19 de junio será de ahora en adelante un día festivo nacional, un día de fiesta nacional. Entonces, que como todos los días de fiesta nacionales, o se celebra el viernes anterior o se celebra el lunes siguiente, si cae durante el fin de semana. Entonces lo que él ha decidido hacer es que para mañana, como tenían los chicos previsto entrar al Google Meet con los maestros, mañana no tienen que entrar. Solamente tendrán asignaturas puestas en el Google Classroom o en la plataforma que usamos para las tareas, y que los chicos ni los maestros van a estar en línea mañana, ¿ok?
Thank you so much. Now, Ms. Pink is going to do a PLC council check because my camera is not showing all the boxes. I see Miss Hardy.
Yes.
Do I have the rest of my council with me? Ms. McFadden?
Yes, you do.
I'm here.
Okay, I see the picture now, and now I see Ms. Liverpool. Now we can officially start our PLC meeting. This is the last meeting for our school year. Welcome, 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 families. Thank you for being here with us. I am Melody Pink. I am the Williamsburg Charter High School Parent Coordinator. I want you to remember, I'm always just an email away. You can reach me at the mpink@wcs.org, Monday to Thursday, 9 to 2. If you would like to meet with me, just send me an email and I'll hook up an instant Google Meet and we could talk one-on-one.
La señora Pink es nuestra coordinadora de padres. Como siempre ustedes saben que ella está solamente a la puesta de un correo electrónico. Si ustedes necesitan hablar con ella, le pueden mandar un email y ella puede arreglar una reunión con ustedes a través del Google Meet. Su horario de trabajo son del lunes, denme un segundito y le digo ahora mismo, pero el email de ella está puesto en la presentación si lo quieren ver. Y como saben, ya esta presentación también será puesta en nuestro website. Ella está disponible de lunes a jueves de 9 a 2 de la tarde. 9 de la mañana a 2 de la tarde. Si necesitan hablar, pueden mandarle un email, pero también pueden llamarla, hacer una conferencia a través del teléfono o del Google Meet.
Families, before I introduce Ms. Ramirez again officially, I want you guys to look at the bottom of your screen to the closed caption button. It's in a box and it says CC. For those who need other languages, press the CC button. It will say English. You hit English and then you could pick the language Spanish or whatever other languages that are available. I just want you guys that need interpretation, we have Ms. Ramirez here, but just to try it out to see how it looks on your screen as well. So once again, it's my pleasure to introduce our translator for the evening, Ms. Ramirez. Ms. Ramirez, give an official wave.
Hello, everyone. Hola a todos. Bueno, este día vamos a tratar una cosa nueva. Como saben, yo siempre soy la que traduzco, pero hoy vamos a tratar algo diferente que ha agregado el Google Meet. Si ustedes ven en la parte de abajo de su pantalla, hay un botoncito redondo que dice CC. Si presionan ahí, le va a salir inglés. Presionen donde dice inglés y le va a salir diferentes idiomas. Entonces, dependiendo del idioma que usted quiera, usted puede escogerlo. Y, por ejemplo, hay veces que los presentadores hablan muy rápido. Yo no puedo recordarme de todo. Simplemente hago un resumen de lo que se va a decir. Pero si usan el subtítulo en español, podrán seguir la presentación en el momento en que el presentador esté hablando. Así que inténtenlo. Ella quiere que lo trate. Especialmente si usted no habla ni inglés ni español, pues ahí está una alternativa.
And now I have the pleasure of introducing our moderator for the evening, Ms. Jade McClinton Dorley, who's a Williamsburg Charter High School alumni of the class of 2019 and who happens to be my daughter. Give a quick wave. Thank you, Jade.
Jay es nuestra monitora de la noche para monitorear la presentación y, por supuesto, como ya sabe, ella es una graduada de nosotros, una alumna de nosotras y de nosotros en la escuela, y aparte de eso también es la hija de la señora Pink.
It's my pleasure now to introduce our Parent Leadership Council, PLC, our president, Ms. Shavonna Hardy. Ms. Hardy.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome.
Ms. Cheryl McFadden, our PLC Vice President. Ms. McFadden.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming out and supporting your scholars for our last PLC event. Thank you.
And Ms. Roxanne Liverpool, our PLC Secretary. Ms. Liverpool.
Hello, everyone. Good evening and welcome to our final PLC meeting of the year. I feel like the students, we made it, guys. It's June.
Yes, we did.
Muy bien, ellas son las líderes del comité de padres. La señora Shavonna Hardy, ella es la presidenta. La señora Sharon McFadden, quien es la vicepresidenta, y nuestra secretaria, la señora Liverpool. Todas ellas le dan la bienvenida y le agradece a todos el haber estado con nosotros a través de todo este año, y aparte de que ya es nuestra última reunión del año escolar.
Next slide. And right now, I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Liverpool, who's going to do some quick virtual housekeeping with us. Ms. Liverpool.
Hello again, everyone. First, we'd like to ask you to please mute your screen or mute your phones. Also, please do not click present or hook your screen to the TV as it interferes with the presentation. Please type your name, scholars, grade, and email address in the comment section for attendance. Families on the phone, please email Ms. Pink your name, scholar's name, and grade. And Ms. Pink will share her email address in a moment. Please type any questions in the comment section relating to the meeting. And we'd also like you to note this PLC virtual meeting will be recorded and posted to the school's website. Please do not interrupt guest speakers' presentations. You will be given an opportunity to ask questions once they are done presenting.
Muy bien, estas son algunas de las reglas durante la reunión para que la reunión pueda transcurrir tranquilamente. Por favor, silencie su monitor o su televisión, su computadora o su teléfono. Póngalo en silencio. Por favor, no enganche la presentación a su televisión porque puede interferir con la presentación. Por favor, escriba su nombre, el nombre de su estudiante, el grado y su correo electrónico en la parte del chat para propósito de asistencia. Si usted está en un teléfono, por favor, envíele esta información a la señora Pink en un correo electrónico. Esto es con propósito otra vez de la asistencia. ¿Ok? Por favor, escriba cualquier pregunta o comentario en la sesión de comentario o el chat relacionada al meeting o a la reunión. Por favor, tenga en cuenta que esta reunión está siendo grabada y luego será puesta en el sitio web de nuestra escuela. Por favor, no interrumpa a los invitados que van a hablar hoy. Durante su presentación, o esperen hasta el final de la presentación y se le dará la oportunidad de hacer preguntas. ¿Ok?
Thank you, Ms. Ramirez. Next slide, please. Okay, we have a wonderful lineup for you guys tonight, as always. We have the pleasure of having the Marcy Lab School here for you guys. It's an amazing program, and I'm about to turn it over to our presenter. Can I get the next slide just to show our presenters for the evening? And please forgive me if I mispronounce Ms. Bolomo and Mr. Saget from the Marcy Lab School will be our presenters for the evening, and I will turn it over to you. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight.
Thank you so much, Ms. Pink, for that lovely introduction. And we, thank you for inviting us here. I'm really honored to have this opportunity to speak with the PLC and Williamsburg Charter High School and to be able to meet this community. So again, my name is Motun Bolmale, and I'm program manager here at the Marcy Lab School. Unfortunately, my colleague Erwin got stuck at the airport, so he's not going to be able to join us today, but sends his best wishes. But still very excited to be here. And should I pause for the translation?
No, we're going to let you present. Ms. Ramirez could introduce you, and we're going to let you present, and she'll summarize after your presentation.
Okay.
Ok. Ella es la señora Bonomo. Ella es la gerente del programa de la escuela Marcy Lab School. Es uno de los presentadores de hoy o una de las oportunidades que van a presentar el comité de padres esta noche. Ella estaba supuesto a ser 2 presentadores, pero solamente será ella porque su compañero está avarado en el aeropuerto. Entonces, ella dice que muchas gracias por la oportunidad de tenerla esta noche.
Thank you. And briefly before I move on, we at the Marcy Lab School, we think that where our parents from and where we're from has a big impact on our lives and how they turn out. So we always like to acknowledge where we're from and where our parents are from. So my parents and I are both from Nigeria, and I now live in Brooklyn. And it's something that we ask of all of our scholars and fellows when they're here. So I wanted to say that in this very special meeting. We can move on to the next slide. So I wanted to start by talking a little bit about the Marcy Lab School's why, how it came to be and why it exists, right? So the Marcy Lab School was founded by the 2 people on your screen, Ruben and Maya, who were teachers in and leaders in charter schools in New York City for 10 years. And like a lot of teachers, they believed that college was the only option for their students to kind of achieve financial freedom and to you know, have all their dreams come true, right? It's a very popular sentiment in society right now, and that it would give them the pathway to success and all the best career opportunities. Next slide, please. And what they actually found and what they saw firsthand in their experience is what a lot of research kind of already says, that already exists out there, says about the experience of Black and Latinx students in the traditional kind of college system, right? The rising cost of college means that a lot of students, but the majority of students, leave with tens of thousands of debt. And on average for Black and Latinx students, it's usually an average of like 20K more than the average student, right? They were saying that even with degrees, a lot of students weren't earning enough after leaving college. They were seeing that, you know, because of that, it was harder also to put money towards their debt. And they're also seeing that a lot of the students just weren't getting the support that they needed in college to thrive, to, you know, be healthy in those environments, but also to take care of their other obligations to their families and people in their communities. And 4 years is a long time to take kind of an unpaid 4-year, you know, thing to devote towards education. So that is, and we can move on to the next slide. That is why the Marcy Lab School was created. It was created to be a solution to the problems that Ruben and Maya were seeing among their students. It's created to be an alternative for to college for students just like the students at Williamsburg Charter High School, right? Our program, compared to the traditional 4-year college, is 1 year, is full-time, and it specifically focuses on the fields of computer science and software engineering. And by the end of our program, our fellows are able to land really high-paying full-time jobs at industry-leading companies. I'm going to tell you a little bit about our impact later, but right now I want to focus on like this like software engineering and computer science, and why we chose this like avenue for the Marcy Lab School. Next slide. So talking a little bit about what software engineering is, and I'm not a technical person. Erwin's supposed to take this part, but I think I can do it well enough. Software engineering is, and we can move on to the next slide, is simply the art of telling a computer to do something. It's telling a computer to do something, to handle a task that might have otherwise been done by a human. It would have taken longer, it would have been harder. So you just tell the computer what to do, and it handles that task in a faster way, in a quicker way, in a more efficient way. And a software engineer is simply somebody who is paid to do that, to build these programs. And you know, these programs are things that we use, especially in our social world, especially now more in our virtual world. You know, and Instagram, TikTok, SoundCloud, a lot of the things that kids in high school are using, right? YouTube. These are what software engineers build, but they also build apps that, you know, we might not think of, right? They work in the systems that teachers use to track grades or test scores, things like that. Next slide, please. Oh, you can just all the logos go up. So you can continue to click next. So, you know, at this point in kind of our environment in our present day, there's almost no like big company out there, even small companies that aren't software companies. Every company uses software in one way uses tech in one way or another in their daily operations. You can think of like Google as a big tech company, Amazon, Apple, but you think about like Delta. Netflix, of course, is a huge tech company. Facebook, huge tech company. Amazon, Spotify, of course. But there are companies like Nike, which we think of as they sell shoes, or Sephora, and we think, well, they sell mostly makeup. But all of those, Shake Shack, they all use technology, they all use software in one way or another. Delta, for example, uses it for tracking their airplane inventory to make sure all their parts are in order, right? There's almost no present day, like large company that can avoid using software. Next slide, please. And that's what makes software engineering and programming one of the fastest growing careers in the world, right? Because every company has to use software to better serve their customers. And that's why it's also one of the highest paying jobs in the world, because companies know the value of reaching their customers with software, or making their customer experience better, right? Next slide, please. So why did we choose software engineering? For all the reasons I just mentioned, and a couple of more. The largest one is we want our graduates to build wealth in this like really growing space of opportunity, this place where folks can get paid really well. So that is number one. The second thing is we want our students to become entrepreneurs and build companies, right? With software engineering, you are learning all those tools that, Mark Zuckerberg had, Bill Gates has, Steve Jobs had, right? You're learning the same languages that they used to build their companies. And we believe that the students in our communities have that genius, have the same level of, savvy and genius to build companies like that, companies that serve their communities. So that's another reason we chose software engineering. Also, software engineering creates options, right? Maybe somebody might think, oh, you just become a coder and you do that for the rest of your life. But they have options. You can be in product in software engineering. You can be in management. You can be in design. So it's really an entry point to a lot of different opportunities that can satisfy a lot of different interests as well. And last but not least, and we can move to the next slide, a college degree isn't necessary to break into and succeed in the industry. Arwins, who is our lead tech instructor and worked for several years in tech at Macy's, Cognizant, and other great companies, he's mostly self-taught, right? So it's not a requirement. And as you can see on the screen, there are companies like Google and Apple and these large, huge multinational companies that aren't requiring their software engineers to have degrees either. So we see this as an opportunity to get into this really high growing space without the college debt. So I'm going to share a little, some facts about our software engineering fellowship, which I mentioned earlier. So our our company, our organization was founded in 2019. So we are now recruiting for our third cohort. It is a 12-month program going full-time, meaning from like 9 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon, from September until August of next year. It will be partially remote, so students will come in 2 days out of the week in person at our location in Brooklyn, in Bed-Stuy or Sunset Park. We're still finalizing that, and 3 days will be virtual. It includes a mix of technical and non-technical coursework. That non-technical coursework is leadership development. It's identity development. it's making sure that when they step into the workplace and the career, they are really confident in who they are and what they can contribute to the workspace. I think one thing that's also within our goals is that we want to track them towards promotion early in their career as a way to build wealth, as a way to help them advance in their career. And this is what our non-technical coursework really focuses on. And at the end of the program, there's no degree, there's no certification, but what we've seen is 100% of our graduates making it to these really high-paying jobs and starting their careers in tech upon leaving our program. Next slide. I think it goes one back. Okay, maybe we missed a slide. My apologies. So it is a program that is also free for all students. So the entire program it's free, and students have materials included. So laptops, books, technology. If a student needs a hotspot, we also provide that and send that to a student. Students also receive stipends from, and that is between the months of April to June during our spring. And as I mentioned, our number one goal is jobs for our students, for our fellows. So we have career development throughout the program, including somebody who's acting as our fellows agents and getting them connected to companies who they intern for and ultimately join. And I think one of the most amazing things about our program, and it makes me happy being in this community as well, because we focus a lot on community, building community between students and building community between students and staff, which is something that we're happy to say hasn't waned as we've been virtual as well. So that's been pretty special. And I'm going to talk a little bit about our impact, because we think that how we do things directly correlates to our impact, and it means we're on the right track, right? So this is our average salary of a fellow that graduates from the Marcy Lab School program. They're earning $103,000 on average, and they're working in companies that you see on the screen: Weight Watchers, now WW, Asana, JP Morgan, the New York Times, Democracy Works. And because our fellows are so successful in the companies that they've joined, we're seeing continued partnership with these companies, that they want to continue to hire our fellows. They want to continue to support the program at the Marcy Lab School as well, which we're really very proud of. And this is our application process. And I'm open to like tons more questions. I flew by because I didn't want to go over time. I was really worried about that. But this is our application process. So, we don't focus on SATs and GPAs because we know that doesn't fully reflect a student's like genius and their ability, right? So that's not something we focus on, but we want to see a resume, we want to see a cover letter, and those are things to just think about where students are in their career development. We know that we'll do some of that career development work during our program as well. The resume and cover letter, and we ask them to write 3 short essays about like their interests in this field. The deadline is July 6th, and if fellow prospective candidates apply by that time, they will know by the end of July if they've been accepted into the program. And last but definitely not least, there's no coding experience required. So nobody has to have, already studied computer science or be, an expert in high school. All we ask is first interest. We ask for a commitment to our program. And we admit that it can be very difficult, but we know that the returns are really high, and we commit to supporting students every step of the way. Thank you, and happy to take any questions.
Before we do the questions, let Ms. Ramirez just translate for our families.
Okay.
Thank you.
Gracias. Thank you, Ms. Lovable. I hope I pronounced it well too. Ok, muy bien. Un resumen corto de lo que es el Mercy Lab School. Es un programa alternativo a la universidad. Como ustedes saben, usualmente nuestros chicos cuando van a la universidad, usualmente, especialmente los latinos y los afroamericanos, siempre tenemos la dificultad de que tenemos que tomar préstamos y todo eso, y usualmente terminamos la universidad con muchas deudas. Entonces, este es un programa que es totalmente gratis y ayuda a los chicos a desarrollar una carrera o un oficio sin tener que endeudarse. Algo que mencionó la presentadora es que usualmente no solamente nos graduamos con deudas, pero también que aparte de eso, una vez graduados, hacemos alrededor de $22,000 menos que otro estudiante que de la raza blanca o anglosajones. ¿Ok? Entonces, algunas de las cosas que ella mencionó acerca del programa, que es una alternativa innovadora a la universidad. ¿Ok? Usualmente el programa dura 1 año y se enfoca en ingeniería en computador, ingeniería en computador en sistema, ¿ok? Ingeniería de sistema en computadora, ¿ok? Los creadores de este programa fueron la señora Maya y el señor Rubén, que por supuesto vieron esta problemática de la deficiencia que tenían nuestros chicos en cuanto a los logros universitarios de ni salir libres de deuda, y también que estaban haciendo menos dinero. Entonces, un poquito acerca del programa. La importancia de este programa es darle al chico el oficio de aprender a crear sistemas en la computadora. Es prácticamente convertirlo en un ingeniero en sistema, ¿ok? Todas las compañías grandes, como ustedes pudieron ver, que ella presentó, la compañía aérea Delta, Sephora, todas esas compañías grandes requieren que haya que tengan un sistema computarizado para funcionar mucho mejor y mucho más rápido para servir a sus clientes. De otra manera, tendría que ser hecho por un humano y se tomaría más tiempo. Y eso es lo que hacen los ingenieros en sistemas. Ellos crean la computadora.
Excuse me, families, hold on, un momento, please. Families, please mute your mics so it will not interrupt with the presentation. This is some great information here, guys, for you guys. And we just want to be respectful to Ms. Ramirez and our presenters. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Pink. Ok, entonces eso es lo que aprenden los chicos en solamente 1 año. Se convierten básicamente en ingenieros en sistema. Ok. Para el próximo programa, para el próximo año del programa, empezará el 9 de, en septiembre y terminará en agosto del 2022, ¿ok? Entonces, será otra vez el programa de ingeniería. El programa lamentablemente no da un certificado o un grado, por ejemplo, pero algo que yo he notado es que los chicos que van a su programa desarrollan estas habilidades en computadora y pueden salir y trabajar para compañías grandes como Google y todas las compañías que ustedes pudieron ver. Y sí desarrollan una destreza que lo puede llevar a hacer mucho dinero. En Averaje ya mencionó que los chicos que se gradúan del programa están haciendo de 103 $1,000 al año. Entonces, bastante bueno. El programa, volviendo a cuando va a empezar, empieza en septiembre, se termina en agosto del 2022. Será un programa parcialmente remoto. Los chicos tendrán que ir 2 días a la escuela y luego será todo en a través de la computadora. Algo que ella mencionó también fue que se le provee la computadora, se le provee un sistema de Wi-Fi al chico o un hotspot, como ustedes saben, de acceso para que tengan acceso al internet y puedan asistir al programa. También se le da un pequeño pago a los chicos, especialmente durante los meses de abril a junio. Los chicos que continúan asistiendo al programa se le da un pequeño pago a través de esos meses. Entonces, el proceso de aplicar para el programa, ellos no miran averaje con el que se está graduando el chico, y no miran tampoco los grados que los chicos sacaron en el SAT, que es uno de los exámenes que los chicos toman para poder entrar a ciertas universidades. Ellos no buscan esto. Entonces, para la aplicación, Jay, can we go back to the application process so I can translate for that? Thank you, my darling. So, este es el proceso de la aplicación. Ellos quieren que el chico cree un resumen, una carta de introducción y 3 ensayos, ¿ok? Eso es todo lo que se le pide y la fecha límite para entregar esto es el 6 de julio. Así que tienen todavía más o menos un mes para prepararse. Si el chico no le quiere ir a la universidad o no ha podido aplicar a alguna universidad y quiere hacer otra cosa que no sea ir a la universidad, recuerden, esto es una alternativa que se le está presentando hoy para que su hijo desarrolle una destreza que lo puede llevar a crear, a trabajar y a crear cierto nivel de vida que no es usualmente el quedarse sin hacer nada porque no fue a la universidad, ¿ok? Y crean riqueza, acumulan bienes. Entonces, son trabajos que son bien pagados y tienen buena demanda. Thank you, Ms. Molemole, again. And thank you.
Okay, so families, this is your opportunity now. You could type in the chat, and our PLC is monitoring the chat for us to bring up a question. Ms. Hardy, do you see any questions in the chat for the Marcy Lab School?
Not for this presentation, no.
Okay.
Oh, I do see one question. It says, how many students attend per year?
Thank you, Ms. Hardy.
Yeah, thank you for that question. So we are a growing organization and a growing school. This year we had 32 students, 12 go through our year-long program, and we actually hosted for the first time this spring a shortened program for folks that already have some software engineering experience. So combined, that was 32 students. In the upcoming year, we hope to serve 40, a cohort of 20 and 20 for the full year.
And I see another question. One parent is asking, is this program only for graduates?
Yeah, so I can talk a little bit about eligibility for the program. So it is for high school graduates and 18 to 24, upwards of 26 for the right candidate. And I think that age is just around like, we eventually, the goal of the program is folks to start jobs. And I think that 18-year-old kind of floor is just to make sure that they will be able to get hired by the time that they're in these jobs and internships. But yeah, so that's the age eligibility. That being said, we want to keep in touch, right? Because your students will go through high school and they'll eventually graduate. And we want you to know that the Marcy Lab School is an option among many when they do graduate from WCHS.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Can I share that? Because that's really important to share with the family.
Sure.
Thank you. Alguien preguntó que cuántos estudiantes más o menos asisten al programa y este año ellos tuvieron 32 estudiantes y se supone que para el año que viene tendrán alrededor de 40 estudiantes para el próximo año. Entonces, alguien preguntó algo muy importante. ¿Cuál es la edad para entrar o la edad límite en que un estudiante puede ingresar al programa? Y ella dice que tiene que ser entre la edad de 18 a 26 años lo máximo, ¿ok? Y otra pregunta muy importante, ¿es para chicos que se han graduado de la high school o de la escuela secundaria? Y la respuesta es sí. Solamente está disponible para chicos que hayan terminado la high school.
There was one more question. The one parent is asking, do you have to be a high school graduate? Like, can it be GED or you have to be a high school graduate?
A GED is also acceptable. Yes, that is great.
Okay, so Ms. Pink, we have one more question. Do you want me to?
Okay. Yes, please, Ms. Hardy, read it.
Yes, so how many students complete the program compared to how many students are actually hired in the tech world?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think you're referring to like our employment rate, right? Like after they complete the program. So far it's 100%. And the reason it is 100%, so with our starting class, and I think it was around 12, 100% of those are in jobs right now. And we are just finishing our second class. A lot of those folks are in internships that are meant to convert, or they're currently looking for jobs. One of the reasons that we've had such a successful employment rate, and I wouldn't say we guarantee jobs, but we support students heavily in getting jobs. So we have partnerships with companies that we work closely with, again, that have seen our work, that have seen our former fellows being successful. And because of that, they want to recruit from the Marcy Lab School as well. So we we have a director of partnerships that we say works as an agent for our fellows. So, you know, in another situation, maybe another boot camp, you'd kind of be like, graduate and you're off on your own and you do your own thing and look for your own job. We are supporting students the whole way through until they get a job, right? So one of our our mottos is that nobody's hired unless everyone's hired. So we take this community approach that like the goal is always 100%, and until then we don't stop supporting students. And I think the amazing thing is that our students are competing with students for these, you know, internships that did go to a four-year college, right? So they're competing at that same level and actually finding that they have more experience. In college, you're getting a lot of theory, you're getting a lot of stuff that isn't really applicable when you start, but we take a project-based and hands-on approach to our technical curriculum. So students are able to go into their first jobs really ready to go. Yeah.
Ok, otra cosa importante que ella mencionó cuando preguntaron que si solamente es para graduados de la high school, chicos que hacen el GED también pueden aplicar para el programa. Otra pregunta importante que hicieron es si se le garantiza un trabajo a los chicos una vez que se gradúan. Ellos no garantizan trabajo, pero sí apoyan y ayudan al chico a buscar trabajo una vez que complete el programa. Entonces ellos tienen una teoría de que tienen que buscar ayudar hasta el final que un chico que se haya graduado del programa encuentre trabajo, ellos lo apoyan. Entonces, realmente ellos tienen también contacto con compañías de tecnología que trabajan con tecnología y, por supuesto, esto facilita un poco el que los chicos puedan conseguir trabajo.
Ms. Ramirez, I want you to look through the chat. I saw a question in Spanish.
I actually answered the question. What the parent was asking was, what is the website to apply? So I put the website to apply is marcylabschool.org.
Thank you so much.
We have one more question because I think this is really important. So one parent is asking, is the job guaranteed upon completion?
She explained that, Ms.
She explained that. She said they do the best to partner and be supportive. Yeah. I think this is an amazing program for parents that are on the call and your scholar is uncertain about their path and next step after graduating our school. We do our best as a school to offer a variety. You could go to college, you could go to trade, you could join a program like the Marcy Lab School, you could do military options. There's it's so many possibilities, but we want to offer you a variety along with the school as the PLC and myself. And I think this is a wonderful first step into the real world. And this is a field that is not going anywhere and it's just booming. And the options are endless. And they provide a laptop, a small stipend, hotspot, the textbooks, everything you need, and the program is free. So I think it's amazing. So scholars that are on the call, parents on the call, please go to their website. And as always, I will email you the presentation. So you'll have the information to look at again, to sit down and talk to your scholar to see if this is the right fit. For some of you, I believe it would be the right fit. And for the Marcy Lab, I thank you so much for being here, supporting us and being our new community partner. Thank you for partnering with the PLC and myself. This is our new connection. You have to go through the PLC and Miss Pink to get to the Marcy Lab. Does my PLC have any questions or any last remarks for the Marcy Lab School?
No, but thank you. This was a great program. Thank you for coming in and presenting it to our families.
Yes, thank you so much. And parents, we all have kids that are a little older. So if you have an older child, this would be a great program to introduce to your older child. Or if you know someone that has a child that's graduating that doesn't have a plan, this is a great opportunity to share the knowledge. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much again for inviting me. It really does feel like community here, and so excited to be a partner.
Yes, and we'll bring you back over the summer. Over the summer, I will do a parent coordinator event, and I will make sure if you have something going on, an info session, I will bring you back.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Everyone give shine. We give shine here. You wiggle the fingers and you give shine. We give shine to the Marcy Lab School. And we are so blessed and thankful to have you. And thank you for what you're doing for our community, for our Black and Latin families, giving them this opportunity to step ahead and make money and make an impact in the world. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Familia, el sitio web para aplicar para este programa está en el chat. Por favor, búsquenlo. Que una de las líderes del comité lo puso en el chat. Por favor, busquen la información.
Next slide, please. Right now, I have the pleasure of turning it back to our PLC Secretary, Ms. Roxanne Liverpool. And she's going to discuss 5 ways to support your scholar for return to in-person learning. Ms. Liverpool.
I'm sorry, Ms. Pink, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it should be the next presentation.
The Navy.
Yeah, the Navy.
Oh, well, hold on, families. We're going to go to the Navy. Okay, hold on. Just skip all the way to the bottom. Families, cover your eyes, all this good stuff. Cover your eyes, go to the Navy, Jade. Okay, we are here. Our second presenter for the evening is America's Navy, Forged by the Sea, Navy Careers of the Future. And our presenter is the Navy Counselor, First Class AWSWIW Darlington. Mr. Darlington, are you with us?
Hello, everyone. How are you doing?
Welcome to our PLC meeting. Thank you for being here, taking your time to be here with us and share the knowledge, to share everything amazing that the Navy does. And I want to thank you for your service. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you. No problem.
I'm too young. I'm too young to be a man.
Yes, excuse me.
It's all yours.
Thank you. So yes, I am a petty officer first class, Chinadu Darlington. I've been in the Navy 8 years, 8 wonderful years, and I'm planning on doing many, many more. I'm joined with me is my petty officer second class, Cintrone Marlexis.
Hello, everyone. Good evening.
She's been in the Navy 8 years, just like we
8
actually
years.
graduated on the same day, believe it or not. Believe it or not. So, yeah, we're here to present to you today. We were called upon, and we're going to take our time out to give you guys a little bit of information about the Navy on exactly what we do, all right, and how it could benefit you if you're pursuing something outside of, college, or if you're planning on doing college at the same time. You can start your career and study at the same time while earning certifications, the experience and stuff that will, especially Department of Labor certificates, that will set you up for if you decide to depart the Navy early, later, because there's a program in the Navy where you can leave 180 days before your contract ends so that you can start a career. So I'm just going to jump right in it, and all questions will be at the end. So this is our Navy right here. All right. This is a small fraction of it. Okay. This is what we do. We operate the advanced technology on board these vessels, on board these helicopters, and also by land. And we get training for this stuff. Okay. So yes, everybody goes through boot camp. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Stop all the movies, all the stuff you learned in school. Listen, there has been a war since Vietnam. Okay. Boot camp, the Navy boot camp, you're going to be behind a computer the whole time, getting advanced training. You're pretty much going to be sitting on a computer your whole career. All right. That's what we are trained to do. And as soon as you finish boot camp, they send you to a school. Now, these advanced jobs, the schooling is anywhere from a year to 2 years. That alone puts you in a realm of like markability that some schools won't even offer you. Like, for instance, I mean, if we talk about college in itself, 80% of people in this country end up dropping out before they finish their bachelor's degree. So now you're committed to something that you can finish and get technical experience. Okay, next slide. So, all right, so 70% of the Earth's surface is covered by water. 80% of the world's population lives near the ocean, not especially New York City. 90% of the world's trade travels by sea. So if you've never noticed, coming in and out of the Hudson, those big cargo ships with those huge containers is products. No, rice, beans, cars, they do not come by plane. They come by sea. So if just think about the Pirates of the Caribbean, except for 2021. Yes, there are people that travel around and try to rob those cargo ships and affect our sea trade. What do we go and battle pirates? No. But those big vessels that you just saw on the slide before, we drive those around every so often, once every 3 years, and the ships are on rotation. There's hundreds of ships, and we make sure that they see us so that they go the other way, so that our trade, our sea trade, is protected. All right, next slide. All right, so yes, essentially we are a global force for good, and this is like the fun part about the Navy. So our deployments, like I said before, don't get caught up with the movies and what you got taught at school. Our deployments work just like the train system here. Let's use the F train in New York City. It has a start point and an end point, and then those point, and then in between we have stops. In between those stops, we're out there doing humanitarian relief. We're giving first aid to third world countries. We are literally kind of going out there and just pretty much on vacation. We're going to go see the sites. We're getting hotels. We're doing tours, but we're also giving back to those communities in those countries. And that's some like humanitarian voluntary service that you just can't get at an early age of 18 or 19 or 20, that we're literally getting paid to go do and have that experience. So that's the biggest part. I mean, they changed our slogan. We're now like Forged by the Sea. Our slogan used to be Global Force for the Good. That's why I left it in there, because it literally is what the Navy is. Next slide. All right. America's Navy is an all volunteer force. We are looking for America's best men and women. So break that down pretty simply. And that's why we have multiple people presenting here. Yes, we are looking for the brightest and the most talented people. Am I going to present to you to trying to beg you to join the Navy? No, I'm not. Or the parents, am I trying to get your children? Or some parents, hey, we hire all the way to 39. Okay, we'll take reservists. We'll take them all day. But I really just want to educate you on what we do every day to provide those freedoms and those things that we have to travel on the F train. Okay. And now in this world today in 2021, around 76%, this just came out from the Pentagon, of individuals 17 to 24 just don't qualify from the simple factors of obesity, education. Sometimes programs you just didn't fit right in your brain at the time you were in high school, but maybe it could benefit you in the Navy learning a trade. And I don't mean to bring up, if this name offends anybody, I'm sorry. Former President Donald Trump said it himself the best. This is no longer worrying about bachelor's or master's degree. We want the people in the vocational schools, in the trade schools, and the people going studying engineering. Like, for instance, our one program, the nuclear engineering program alone, that school is a 2-year school in South Carolina, accredited by MIT. You basically go to class Monday through Friday. Yes, you'll have one of these nice uniforms on, and you're getting paid. As soon as you finish that class, you go straight into working on the nuclear propulsion systems that drives aircraft carriers forward, backwards, left, and right. As soon as you get out of that program, you can immediately get a job at any one of these plants, because they also give you a top secret clearance, starting at $200,000. I know a young man, he has no college experience besides that school, hired at 23 years old, $200,000. And it's amazing. And it's a great opportunity to do. And there's all types of the advanced electronic computer field that covers our fire controlmen, our electrical technicians, our electricians, mate. It's so many different schools that we have that will just make you marketable after your first 2 years. And you're not always going to be on deployment. So you can immediately use that in getting a second job, because you're going to be stationed in the States. You're going to be stationed in either Virginia, California, Washington, Florida. You have plenty of time. We leave work around like 11 or 12, not to say we're the military and we don't do anything, but yes, the Navy still understands that it's always going to be moving. And eventually our sailors have to be able to advance to a certain level so that they know if they do leave, that they're set up for outside the Navy. And that's why I love the Navy so much. I could keep going, but next slide. Sorry. All right, so there's 2 paths to a career. There's the enlisted, okay, and then there's the officer, all right? To make it simple, officers, you're coming in, you already have a bachelor's degree or a master's, and you're immediately at their leadership level, okay? Or you can come in enlisted, and these are technical experts. These are the ones that I tell you about, going to the schools and learning these technical jobs. And of course, you're going to boot camp first. So with going in enlisted, there are programs, the Seaman to Admiral to be specific, that will move you from enlisted, if you are showing a strong progression, to the officer side. And they will send you to the Naval Academy 4 years free to come back as an officer, which is amazing. And I've seen 4 or 5 people just in my small division do it back when I was in San Diego aboard my ship. So, and that's just one division of 30 people. So, if you're looking at opportunities to grow yourself quickly, that's one that's there. Okay, next slide. So some of the officer programs is the Naval Academy, is run by us. Everyone's considered a midshipman. There is obviously no expense to the students. It's full time. And even if you guys want to apply to this, if I got some 17-year-olds or 18-year-olds, 19, 20-year-olds that have some amazing grades in high school, I would be glad to, submit your application for you, as well as the NRTC program. It's a 4-year scholarship and an obligation of 5 years as a naval officer. So, let me know drop it in the chat, or I'm gonna put my number in the chat because I don't know if I put my number at the end of the slides. But so if you want to come and see if you can apply for that scholarship, come on down. My commanding officer has the power alone to grant 6 of those contracts just by herself every school year. Okay, and haven't heard of her using one yet, but you know, if you think could put your hat or your name in the hat for the running for that, please let us know.
I just want to say something.
Yeah.
So to kind of piggyback off of that, with these officer programs, each program has different requirements. Like I said, it's based off of qualifications. So some, like Officer Candidate School, you do need a degree in order to qualify for that. And something like Naval Academy, it's really based upon your age and if you have any children. Like, that's just to name a couple of things. So whichever one that if you're a person that is interested in any of these programs, you know, we're more than happy to give you as much information as you need if you feel like that one is more befitting. But if you want more information on how you qualify, we can help you with that. Also with, you doing your own research, because it's out there on Google. But yeah, I just wanted to add that in there, because not every program is the same and has the same qualifications. So.
All right, next slide. All right, so these are the basic requirements in order to enlist in the Navy, okay? So you have to have 95% of your high school diploma graduates. So essentially, New York City, you need 44 credits to graduate. So that kind of is adjusted as 70% of your high school credits. Also, if you are not a high school graduate or have a GED, then you can join with a GED as well. Okay, 70% above average score on the ASVAB. Our ASVAB ranges from 31 to 99. So essentially, the closer you get to 99, you're pretty much looking at every job in the Navy. Closer you get to a 31, it becomes a little bit more limited because you did not score high enough. You must pass the medical exam, okay? The Navy does not make you do a physical exam prior to, believe it or not, going to the boot camp. We just want to know that, you're from head to toe, that you're physically fit. Same way you would go to a normal doctor exam and you do a physical. You must meet the additional standards for the rating. That goes into the ASVAB, which is basically it's the placement test, okay, the ASVAB. Must pass Navy physical fitness and body fat standards. Essentially, your fitness or your physical standards and height and weight, that all gets tied into the medical exam. No significant history of drug use. I get it, we've all messed up in the past, but don't worry if that applies to you. There are ways to remove it so that you will be able to enter the Navy, okay? Must be drug-free at the time of enlistment. That's pretty straightforward. Must not have significant or offensive tattoos. Okay, so no gang-related tattoos, nothing of hate crime or extremism, okay? Nothing, small little things, because the Navy's the most lenient, but one tiny little one on your neck is okay, but you can't have any on your neck and your face, but you can literally be tattooed from the neck down. And you must not have a sole custody of dependents, and you must have had no significant legal issues and no issues outstanding. So i.e. not on probation. All right, next slide. All right, some of the many STEM related programs. So these are a lot of the engineering jobs, and actually this covers everything across the STEM that you can literally come in and do, get so many certificates from, especially through a program that we got is Navy Cool. So just, I'm not gonna hold everyone up here and read every one of these, but if you have a smartphone, or maybe you're on your smartphone, screenshot it or take a picture. I'll give you 5 seconds to quickly do that, and just really take those jobs, take those pictures, and go into Google, Yahoo, whichever web browser is your Safari, whatever you choose. Put that in there. United States Navy engineman, gas turbine systems technician, electronics technicians, and see what that job is about.
All the families will be emailed a copy of the presentation. So they're good. They're covered.
Awesome. Thank you, Ms. Pink.
Uh-huh.
All right, the next slide. All right, so this is the nuclear engineering program that I was talking about earlier. Go ahead and get to the next slide. So utilize the top of the line energy sources to enhance performance and sustain operation in the United States Navy submarines and aircraft carriers. Basically, in a nutshell, they want to know, can you operate, maintain, lead other sailors that are operating, maintaining chemistry sets pretty much that move aircraft carriers, submarines back, forward, left, and right. Of course, it's a little bit more complicated than that, but just to sum it up. Next slide. So it's very STEM heavy. We're looking, focusing them really on mechanical, electrical, nuclear, and chemical engineering. Also covers biological and radiological health, advanced computer controls for reactor safety and control circuits, and new network automated systems for electrical power distribution systems. So basically, that is the umbrella that I kind of summed down just now. That's what we're, if you excelled in science and math, this is probably going to be a good program for you, especially because the school is very science heavy, calculus heavy, and they're going to teach you. The school isn't designed for you to fail. All right, if you just struggle a little bit, but this school is not designed for you to fail. The Navy wants you to pass. Okay, so they might be going through the book and say, okay, highlight that. You might see it again on Friday. Don't worry, you're gonna pass. All right, next slide. World leading program, 440 online commercial nuclear reactors worldwide, 99 commercial nuclear reactors owned by the United States, 103 nuclear reactors operated by the United States Navy. The U.S. Navy is the largest entity owning nuclear reactors, okay? That's why this program makes you super marketable when you leave the Navy. Now, to mention, the United States Congress, this is the only program where they will allow an enlisted job, the max amount to stay on for another 3 years, which is $90,000. There is no other job in the Navy that has a higher reenlistment bonus. Next slide. All right. As you can see there, we're obviously the leading force in that. Besides, the United States General Power, the United States Navy is running that, and then these are the other comparable countries to it. Next slide. So another benefit, nuclear reactors on naval vessels can last for 20 years before needing to be refueled. This significantly cuts down on the cost for fuel and refueling delay times. Obviously, better on the environment as well. With that said, if a zombie apocalypse breaks out and you're on one of these bad boys, it can stay out to sea for 26 straight years, okay? And it's literally just move around, but that's not going to happen. Next slide. All right. So criteria: be at least 17 years old, graduate from high school, pass at least high school level algebra. So with that, nothing really a D and below is acceptable. And if you did receive something a D and below, you have to retake that class some way or shape if you are interested in the program. And the reason for that is because they want to know that you're going to pass the school that they're sending to you, because they're spending a lot of money to get you to the school, get you through the school, and get you to the fleet. It's a high dollar amount. We're talking like 100,000+. They want to make sure, and not to mention the signing bonus is 38,000. They want to make sure that you pass. So if they see a trend and you not passing school, then they're going to flag it as you might drop out because you just have a problem, or maybe you just didn't connect with that teacher. As long as you can explain it in the proper way, they will approve your application. Little to no drug use, little to no police issues, little to no financial problems, i.e. collections. So if anything is in collections, and I've dealt with this before, all you got to do is, call the collections, bring it out of collections, bring it to good standing, and you'll be good to go on that front. You have to be a U.S. citizen and no dual citizenship. Next slide. Personal benefit, placed in leadership roles very fast. Like I said before, a lot of people or companies, they're looking for, people that have experience. I put people in the nuclear engineering program that graduated from Cornell University that just did not have a job, and simply put, because they did not have any experience. Okay, so they, these Ivy League schools, these guys are really jumping on this because it's a struggling environment now where just having a bachelor's and a master's even, they want more. They want someone that's had hands on these type of stuff before they hire you. All right, rapid advancement. So basically, you're going to be moving up in the ranks very, very quickly. A valuable work experience in trade schools with no prior knowledge or experience. They literally just said 17 years old. We are not asking you to know anything. We just want to know that you pass, your classes in high school. We'll train you. We'll give you that knowledge to complete the job that's tasked out to you. All right. Get paid while in training. Rent, utilities, and food provided for free. So your whole paycheck should be going in a savings account. I'm just going to be honest with you. They're giving you a dorm room. They're giving you 3 meals a day, and they give you the clothes that you wear. The only thing that you need to spend money on is what you choose to. Everything else just goes straight into your savings account. All right. Licenses and certifications, 100% paid for by the Navy. To include another program we got, the U.S. Military Apprenticeship Program, where you just log your hours. So on top of being in the school, you log your hours for being there, and then you receive a certificate from the Department of Labor. It literally doesn't get any better. I just finished mine for counselor. So I did 4,000 hours with personnel management, general administration, counseling, because this is what I do, where I work in HR for my career. So human resources. So that type of program right there, you just log in, and you can log as many as 50 to 60 hours a week until it's completed. All right. Employers actively seek products of this program to work for their companies. Kind of explained that before, being completely marketable. Next slide. All right, post-career opportunities, medium pay, nuclear technicians, 80, power plant operators, 80K, chemical engineers, and this is with no degree at all. This is just doing the job on top of what you've been paid along with your sign-on bonus. Next slide. All right. Navy medical opportunities. Want to take this one away?
Okay. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Oh, no, you can go to the next slide. Okay, so we have Navy medicine. 63,000 Navy medical personnel around the world providing the highest quality health care to over 1 million eligible beneficiaries. So we have as far as the medical program, it ranges from the enlisted side also into the officer side. So anybody that is trying to enlist has the opportunity to go into the medical field, and those who are trying to go officer that go to school and get degrees in these fields go into that field. So it's a vast amount of people that we have in that, because you have people that are being taken overseas, people that are in the United States. So it's just a great way to give everyone that training that they need. Next slide. Sorry. Disaster relief. Disaster relief has become a key mission for the United States. At home and overseas, United States Navy is often at the forefront of relief operations during humanitarian assistance and disaster response efforts. So when you have people that are in the medical field, we do have them on regular vessels, but we do have what you call hospital ships. Like we have the USS Comfort. It's a ship that is all white with a red cross on it. It is literally a floating hospital. So whenever there are things that occur overseas, they will actually send those people who are stationed on that ship out to those countries to help those people who are in need that can't afford any type of medical assistance. So, that's one of the great benefits that we have as well. Next slide. Disaster relief continued. New Orleans hurricane relief. Minnesota bridge collapse. So this is just to show you just a few things that where we would come in and provide some type of medical assistance. As you see, as I told you, the ship that's white with the red crosses, that's the United States Navy. The Navy provided 42 days of care and assistance with 34 different vessels. The Navy divers aided in the recovery efforts at the site of the 2007 bridge collapse over the Mississippi River. So this is an illustration what it would look like. Next slide, please. Indonesia tsunami and Haiti earthquake. The Navy was there to provide over 80 days of assistance and over 30 ships and provide critical medical care to over 200,000 victims of the tsunami. The Navy responded swiftly with over 550 medical personnel and over 30 ships, including the USNS Comfort, to provide medical care, fresh water, and shelter. This is just some more examples of how the United States Navy handles natural disasters or any type of humanitarian situations. Here you have the Japan earthquake and tsunami. The Navy mobilized 22 ships, 132 aircraft, and over 15,000 personnel, delivering more than 260 tons of supplies, including emergency food and water. And then you have here the California wildfires. Navy helicopters conducted aerial firefighting against wildfires in San Diego County. The Navy was also able to provide 6 fire trucks to support local firefighting efforts. So just so you have an understanding, like this is what we're able to do. It's not just limited to ships. We have aircraft. We have aircraft. We have divers who actually go under the water and retrieve and help people. Next slide. Medical careers enlisted. So these are all the different types of jobs up under the medical field in the enlisted side. When you see, it's actually quite a lot. It's not just hospital corpsmen, which are the ones who work in the clinics and the hospitals. We have a huge variety. We have dental. We have we have psychiatric technicians, pharmacies. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a vast variety. Next slide. Post-career opportunities, median pay. So these are the salaries for each of these jobs listed on this slide. Next slide. Information technology, Navy information system technicians, also known as ITs, engage in a broad range of responsibilities, including network administration, database management, and computer hardware and software implementation. Some of their responsibilities are operating and maintaining Navy global satellite telecommunication systems, serving as an admin on mainframe computers and local and wide area networks, and also implementing microcomputer systems throughout the fleet. So, in a nutshell, this is the rate that deals with computers. So you actually have people that go to school to study computer science, and they actually are interested in getting jobs in the Navy dealing with computers.
Which we even once again send you to school for this stuff. You know, the information technology section. These are the guys that, you know, as soon as they're done with their naval career, they're going straight to the FBI. They're going straight to the CIA. These are going straight to the Pentagon. These are the people that have top secret. They're in charge of message traffic for the most part. They're in charge of disseminating information that comes into the ship that is being released from these federal agencies, and they disseminate it across the ship to people that have the need to know or the privy to see. Okay, so, you know, just another great opportunity. The cryptology, intelligence, information warfare. These are the meteorology. Those are all different types of jobs. Cybersecurity. You know, because that's the type of warfare that we're in nowadays. Okay, so everyone needs to really take heed. Like, we're not going to go back into World War II. I can't say that for sure because, you know, I'm not the almighty knowing, but with these countries, including ourselves, we have more nuclear bombs. If you remember what happened in World War II, that will destroy this country 100 times over. Okay, that's no longer the warfare mindset anymore, because we need, at the end of the day, we want people still to be on this planet. So everything's moving into cyber warfare, cyber awareness, counterintelligence, making sure that our infrastructure here in the United States stays safe. Okay, just want that.
No, you're fine. But yeah, just to kind of piggyback off of that, whether it's anything dealing with computers like information technology or medical, the good thing about enlisted, most of these people who are enlisting, they, they don't have the experience. So the great thing about it is that they're getting the training for it. So we have people that have never been in clinics giving needles. This is your job and you're getting this training. Navy Career Spotlight, cryptologic technician. Tasks include analyzing encrypted electronic communications, jamming enemy radar signals, deciphering information in foreign languages, maintaining the state-of-the-art equipment and networks used to generate top-secret intel. This is the highly specialized work of the enlisted sailors in the Navy cryptology community. I get tongue twisted. Yeah, this is one of the rates that requires special clearances. Also, the sailors that have never done this before, they get great amount of training as well. And if there's something that they don't want to pursue in the Navy, they can leave the Navy and will get a great job afterwards. Extensive technical training, security, network, CCNA, Cisco Certified Network Associates certification, CCNP, Cisco Certified Network Professional, Microsoft Certified Professionals, many other certifications. So these are just some of the certifications that you receive just with that job alone. Next slide. Post-career opportunities, median pay. These are the salaries for those jobs. Next slide, please. All right, America's Navy Forged by the Sea, NROTC scholarship opportunities. Next slide. Naval Reserve Officer Training Corps Scholarship. These are some of the fields: naval aviators, surface warfare officers, submarine officers, and special warfare officers. Each one have different categories, but are covered under the same almost umbrella, if you understand, if you get what I'm saying. Next slide. Naval Reserves, NRTC universities. We have over 100, and we have 100 universities that have this program, public and private institutions. Examples are UCLA, Boston University, North Carolina, and Duke. Crosstown affiliates are Columbia College. So it's just also simple as going on Google and researching what schools has this program. Next slide. Preferred majors if you're trying to go with this program, and here are the list. So this is what also helps with qualifying to go through this program. Next slide, please. Selection criteria. So this is what would make you eligible for this program. And it's very simple. You have to be a U.S. citizen, physically qualified, at least 17 years old, high school graduate. We look for leadership traits. We want to also see what extracurricular activities you were involved in high school. Any social organizations, your SAT scores or your ACT scores. Higher math scores are a plus. So this is what it is. Pay upon graduation. This is recently in 2019. The base pay is just like your regular paycheck and all the other allowances that are provided to you. So this is what your salary would be when you graduate and become commissioned. You'll be getting $64,000 a year. That's like a great way to start if you're like 20, 21.
And that's the website.
Yes,
there.
This is the website, how to apply. Next slide. The post 9/11 GI Bill. What is the benefit? It's cost of tuition and fees not to exceed the most expensive in-state undergraduate tuition at a public institution or higher learning. Monthly housing allowance based on zip code. So what that means is that while you're going to school, you using this 9/11 GI Bill, allowance each month while you're attending school. So wherever you attend, depending upon the cost of living, you would receive that money. So that's, a great way to go to school and still get paid. Yearly book stipend up to $1,000 per year and is transferable. Example is University of Missouri. This is what it costs and what the GI Bill provides. So, all right, to be eligible for 100% of GI Bill, service members must serve at least 3 years of active duty. Service members must receive an honorable discharge. There is absolutely no buy-in.
Just want to add to that. I don't know if it's on the next slide. You can go to it. So you don't necessarily, before the questions start, so you don't necessarily have to wait the 3 years in order to use it. Now, in terms of education, and we have 100% tuition assistance, okay? You can go to college right away. Do not tap into your GI Bill, okay, and use it while you're serving because you won't get that monthly stipend. For instance, my fiance, she has departed the Navy after, I'm on 3%. I'm moving it in a little bit, yeah. She's a part of the Navy after 3 years, and she's living here, obviously, with me in New York. She gets her monthly stipend of $3,200 for rent and all that stuff. Obviously, I get money for rent. Am I charging her? No. So, it's just an extra sum if you decide to get out of the Navy at 21, 22. Like, hey, mom, can I come in if I go to college and I pay for it myself and just slide her $500 and, you can pocket the rest. Just a little tip to the trade.
Also, sorry. Also, I don't want to talk you guys' ears off anymore. I'm sorry. I have to add this. One of the other benefits with the post 9/11 GI Bill, me as a member, if I do not use it, I can pass it on to a dependent. So I know that might be a question because some people may have heard of that. So just to tell you, yes, like myself, I won't be using my GI Bill. I have a child, so I'll be giving it to him for when he goes to college. So that's a benefit, and he'll be receiving that monthly allowance that it provides.
That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. It's an amazing feature. Yes.
So yeah, that's what, try to educate people on with that, especially like if school is, one of the reasons why you join, it helps, you know what I'm saying? So it's many different avenues that you can take to pay for your education and also pass it to someone else.
Mm-hmm. Well, right now at this point of our meeting, do we have any questions in the chat? My council members, can you please scroll through the chat and let me know if we have any questions for the Navy?
We do. We have two questions. So the first question was the parent, it's in Spanish, but the parent was saying that her child is 13. So what do you recommend? Do you recommend that her scholar goes to military directly after high school? Right now, her scholar is 13, but for her preparing, they would like to know, what do you think is best? Do they go directly from high school to military school, or go from high school to college, then join a branch of the military service?
Well, it just really is situational. It's really dependent upon what the situation is when she's getting ready to graduate. If the child gets to a point where they're saying that college isn't for them, then yes, I would recommend it. Also, if they have no way of paying for college, yes, I would recommend, military being another option for them.
Para traducir al padre que preguntó que su hija está interesada en ingresar al Navy, la niña tiene 13 años. La señora que está haciendo la presentación dice que es buena idea, siempre y cuando la chica quiera ingresar, y aparte de eso, especialmente si no tienen dinero para entrar a la universidad, es bueno que apliquen a entrar al programa de una vez.
The second question I see is there a path to U.S. citizenship program through the U.S. Navy? So
Yes. So as of, I believe it was October 10th, 2020, if you serve one day, your first day in United States Navy boot camp, you will be able to grant U.S. citizenship. Now, with that said, you must be a permanent resident prior to that. As long as you have your green card, so you serve one day in the United States Navy, as soon as you graduate boot camp, because the administration, they want to create you a United States Navy sailor. So after that, when you get to your little college and you're learning how to do your job, all you have to go is go to your admin team there. They'll ask for I forgot what the DD form was, but it's a one piece of paper. You take that over to USCIS, they set up a day, you raise your right hand and solemnly do swear to be a United States citizen. So it is very, very easy.
So I see two more questions. The first question is asking, why is obesity and disability, diabetes, if you have those two medical concerns, why are you not able to join the U.S. Navy?
So that's a good question. The last one was actually a pretty good question too. And, you know, it's a struggling factor in the United States at best. Like we just have poor eating habits. Now, the whole diabetes and certain health problems that people have is not readily available. Say, for instance, you go out on deployment, there are hospitals on the ship, but there really is only so much supplies and so much stuff we can have at a pharmacy, and the pharmacy there, that we don't want to not be able to take care of somebody, take care of another sailor. So there's certain health and disabilities that we can't allow just because of that. We want people to be healthy and get help and get all of the stuff that they need that you need in this country, but some things we just can't provide to a person in certain areas. Now, for instance, if you develop a health issue while you're in the United States Navy, they're not going to kick you out. They're not going to do any of that stuff. They're going to find a position that's shore duty, because you're not going to be on a ship 24/7 anyways. It's never going to happen. But you know, there's going to find a place for you to be that way. You don't ever feel like, oh, the United States government is kicking you out of position because of health reasons. That's one thing the military is like huge and big on. But you know, good question. The obesity thing, we're not sticklers, okay? We're not, hey, you have a max weight for your height, that's it. No, we go even further. We measure your neck, and then we measure around your abdominal circumference, and we get a body fat percentage. That way, you don't have to feel stressed out. There's people that are 20, 25, 30 pounds overweight that I have put into the Navy. I'm not, if you exceed more than that, then it's going to be a little tough, but I'm not telling you to get down to the littlest weight, or I'm not the Marines or the Army, okay? We're very lenient in the Navy. Good question.
Good.
There's another question from Miss Aria. She asked, what is the officer? So she wants to know since what age or what grade level can she apply to the Navy? Can the young lady apply to the Navy?
Is it for officer, you said?
Yeah, for you officers.
Oh, and you said for us officers?
For
I'm
you,
sorry.
yes.
Oh, okay, yes. So the age starting is at 17. 17. And you would just need either a high school diploma, and if you weren't able to graduate, you can it would suffice with a GED.
Okay.
That's the educational requirements.
Okay. Señora Aria, los oficiales dicen que la niña tiene que esperar a por lo menos tener 17 años para poder aplicar, y luego necesita el diploma de la high school, o si no termina la high school, por lo menos que tenga el equivalente, que es el GED. Es una de las cosas que se les requiere. Ms. Pink, am I going to be able to give some feedback about this, or we over time right now? What do you think, Miss Hardy or Miss Liverpool? Miss Pink?
Yes.
Should I give a translation about the presentation? Because
yes, but just let families just know it's so much resources and the time is of the essence, and we have to give you some PLC stuff and Miss Pink stuff and Miss Hardy stuff. So know that all this good, wonderful information will be emailed to you, as I always do for you guys. Ms. Ramirez will give a brief summary, and we're going to go on with the meeting. And we want to thank you guys so much for taking time out your busy schedule to be here with us to enlighten our scholars of another career path and option for themselves. Once again, as I say, once they graduate, they either go to college, a vocational trade school, some go right into the workforce, but some do want a military option, and we wanted to provide them with this. So thank you so much. Ms. Ramirez.
Ok. Bueno, como ustedes saben, el Navy es una parte, una de los cuerpos militares de nuestro país o de cualquier otro país. No le puedo hablar mucho porque realmente no pasamos de la hora ya, pero quiero decirle más o menos cuáles son algunas de las cualificaciones que los chicos tienen que tener. Definitivamente tienen que tener el diploma de la high school o tener el equivalente del GD. Tienen que tener por lo menos 17 años, ¿ok? No tener tatuajes relacionados con pandilla o que sean ofensivos, que sean muy visibles. El señor explicó que pueden tener tatuajes de su cuello para abajo, que no se le vea debajo de la ropa o debajo del uniforme. Pasar un examen físico, ¿ok? Las clases no pueden ser, no pueden tener ningún grado menos de D, ¿ok? Si tienen un grado menos de D, el chico va a tener que de alguna manera tomar clases de remediarias para obtener un grado mejor que una D. Tienen que tener un nivel de haber pasado las clases de álgebra de la high school, porque como pudieron ver, muchos de estas, de las carreras que ofrece el estar en el Navy, requieren de matemáticas, medicina, tecnología, ingeniería. En sí tienen que tener una buena habilidad o por lo menos tener algo que lo pueda conllevar a tener éxito en la carrera en el Navy. Tienen que tener poco o no uso de droga o problemas con la ley durante la aplicación, no deudas en colección, ok, buen crédito, lo que quiere decir, y no tener custodia total de un dependiente, ok, si hay una custodia compartida con otra persona, y eso no me refiero solamente a hijos, pero también a veces somos los que tenemos la custodia de nuestros padres, porque ellos no se pueden cuidar solos, no puede ser el único que tenga la custodia del padre. Y como pudieron ver, hay varias ramas que van a determinar desde el chico, por ejemplo, ha terminado la high school o ingresa al Navy con un título universitario. Si empieza si empiezan como enlistados, lo que quiere decir que están salidos de la high school y se meten, tienen que ir a lo que le llaman el bootcamp y pasar por todo lo técnico, todo el entrenamiento. Sin embargo, si entran con un diploma de 4 años o con una maestría, ya entran como oficiales. Y hay ciertos programas que están disponibles tanto para el enlistado o como para el oficial, ¿ok? Aunque digan que la universidad no es importante, le da un empujón realmente, chicos, ¿ok? Entonces, cada programa tiene diferentes requerimientos, como ustedes pudieron ver, sea del enlistado o sea del oficial, ¿ok? Otra cosa, bueno, es prácticamente lo más importante es cómo entrar, si están interesados. Y realmente ustedes pudieron ver los requerimientos son prácticamente mínimos, pero como explicó él, esto es una carrera una vez que el chico entra donde el gobierno invierte mucho dinero en el chico cuando entra y quieren asegurarse de que sea un chico que esté serio acerca de entrar al Navy. Si no, pues ellos no pueden, tratarán de no enlistarlo porque realmente no quieren empezar a gastar dinero y luego que no llegue a terminar la carrera en el Navy, ¿ok? Definitivamente fue mucha información, lo entiendo, pero de todas maneras la señora Pim va a poner esto en el website de la escuela, donde ustedes podrán seguir la información un poquito más despacio, ¿ok?
Gracias, gracias.
De nada.
Right now, we have the contact information. Mr. Darlington, any last words before we move on with our meeting?
Just real quick, I just want to answer that question on if you graduate early. Yes, you can still join, but you have to be 17. But no, that's all. The only thing is, you know, our address is not on there, but I'm going to say because it's being recorded, 253 Livingston Street, Brooklyn, New York. We do appreciate a call ahead just because it is a federal office. And, you know, there's security reasons for that to have in place, checking IDs and stuff at the door. But you are more than welcome to ring the doorbell and we'll go ahead and check you in at the front door if you just want to come by and ask questions or reach out to a phone call or send a question to our email. That's all. Thank you for having us. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Everyone give them some
coming.
shine and some love. And thank you, guys.
Thank you for
Thank
coming.
you so much.
Thank you.
Now, families, I'm going to ask you to cover your eyes because we have to go back up the slides, and I don't want you peeping to see all the good information. Yes, Jay, that's it. Please get it. Okay, thank you. Now I'm going to turn it over to Miss Liverpool, who's going to talk about re-entering for September 9th.
Thank you, Ms. Pink. So, ways that you can support your scholar for a safe return to in-person learning. The first day of school will be September 9th, 2021. And we want to get your scholar ready to be back in the building. We want you to acknowledge and validate their feelings of fear. Talk to your scholar to see if they feel afraid or overwhelmed with COVID, being around large groups of people again. The school has counselors to help talk to your scholar if they feel anxious. So please reach out for help. Also, keep your own worries and anxieties in check. Our worries can become their worries. If your scholar has not been going outside very much, like mine, since the pandemic, going outside again can feel strange. Start going for walks with your scholar. If your scholar takes public transportation to school, take a trip on the bus or the train before school starts. When school starts in September, go back to your old routine before the pandemic, or start that whole process before school starts. Wake up earlier, make breakfast, check the bus and the train schedule, etc. Be positive and give your scholar words of encouragement. And these are just our suggestions as parents. If you feel the need for additional support, please seek professional help. Did you miss a PLC meeting this year? If you did, you missed some really wonderful speakers that we had this year. And just to name a few of the presenters that we've had for the 2020 Junior 100, Riseboro Community Partnership, El Puente, Restoration Plaza, Girls Who Code, Weeksville Heritage Center, Professor Dane Peters, Adjunct Lecturer at Brooklyn College and BMCC, Medgar Evers College of the City of New York, CUNY, Office of Evening and Weekend Programs, the U.S. Census, Believe and Inspire, WCHS, National Honor Society. And now we add the Marcy Lab School and the U.S. Navy.
Ms. Ramirez, could you please translate, please?
Of course. Can we go back to the previous slides? Because I think parents need to hear this one. Bueno, padres, estas son algunas de las formas que ustedes pueden ayudar a sus estudiantes a retornar a la escuela una vez que se empiecen las clases en persona otra vez en nuestra escuela. ha sido presentada por la secretaria, la señora Liverpool. Entonces, el primer día de escuela será septiembre 9. Todos volveremos al edificio. Y, por supuesto, esto causa cierta ansiedad para todos. Es algo que nos causa un poquito de ansiedad porque seguimos con un poco de incertidumbre. Pero, de todas maneras, ellas les recomiendan como padres que reconozcan y validen los sentimientos, las emociones y los miedos que están teniendo los chicos. Hable con su estudiante y vea si se siente con miedo o se siente un poco sobrecargado, ¿ok? Con lo de COVID y alrededor de grupos grandes. Así que trate de ver cómo el chico se está sintiendo y valide esas angustias que ellos tienen, ¿ok? Que por favor nuestras propias preocupaciones que la mantengamos en chequeo, porque nuestras ansiedades y nuestras preocupaciones se convierten en las preocupaciones de los chicos. Así que hay que también saber cómo monitorear nuestras propias emociones. Si su estudiante no ha estado afuera desde que empezó la pandemia, les recomienda que empiece a salir con el chico a dar paseos antes de que empiece la escuela en septiembre. Si no han estado en el tren y el chico va a estar tomando el tren para llegar a la escuela, que antes de que empiece la escuela empiecen a tomar viajes en el tren para que se vaya acostumbrando a volver a la normalidad. Para la parte número 4, cuando empecemos en septiembre, empiece la rutina diaria normal que se tenía antes de que empezara la pandemia, como por ejemplo levantarse temprano, preparar desayuno, chequear el horario del tren y del autobús si el chico toma el tren o el autobús, y sobre todo que sean positivos y que le den palabras de aliento al chico o a los chicos.
Now it's my pleasure to turn it over to our PLC Vice President, Ms. Cheryl McFadden, on how to apply for government jobs. Ms. McFadden.
Good evening, parents. Thank you for holding on. We had a fabulous event tonight, so we know it took a little longer, but we wanted to give you guys all this information. So I'm going to quickly go over and tell you guys how you and your scholar can apply for government jobs. Many of these jobs do not require a college ID. College degree. So if you want to apply for a city job, New York City is the largest municipal government in the United States. More than 325,000 employees work at over 60 different agencies and offices. Many of these jobs, like I said, do not require a college degree, but they do require that you take a civil service test. So if you want to apply for a civil service test, you have to take the test, pass the test, and then you'll be called for an interview. So if you'd like to apply for a city job and look at the current listings for the city tests that are coming up now, they have tests coming up now. They have a clerical test that's out now. If you'd like to apply for that, that's a good way to make your entry into the city of New York. You'll go to this website and you'll apply for the city exam. There is a fee, but many times if you are unable to pay, you can apply for a waiver. So you can look into that as well. And that's the website there if you guys want to take a picture. But like Ms. Pink said, she'll send this out to you guys.
Before you translate, Mr. Maris, I just saw a question in the chat. You would have to go to the website to ask all questions about the civil service exams. The PLC and myself only provide the resource. We cannot answer a question about a civil service position at this time because we're not qualified to do so. So go to the website and look for all your questions there. Ms. Ramirez?
Esta presentación es acerca de los trabajos del gobierno. Como explicó la señora McFarren, la ciudad de Nueva York es uno de los municipios del gobierno de los Estados Unidos más grande, ¿ok? Tiene más de 325,000 empleados que trabajan en alrededor de de 60 diferentes agencias y oficinas, ¿ok? Muchos de estos trabajos que están disponibles del gobierno no requieren un diploma de la universidad. Todos los candidatos que quieran aplicar tienen que tomar un examen, ¿ok? Y para poder ser empleados. Este es el website y por supuesto hay muchos trabajos, pero realmente nosotros no podemos dar, como explicó la señora Pink, no podemos dar información o dar detalles de los trabajos porque no estamos autorizados, solamente le estamos proveyendo la información.
Next slide.
I just want to say this, the jobs, because this is kind of what Dalen is asking, these jobs are for after you graduate from high school. But if you go to the website, the city website, I did see that there were opportunities for internships if you're in high school, but you have, like Ms. Pink said, you have to go to the website and look. But this is for people, this is for after graduation, because you need a high school diploma.
And these are also for our parents that are in between jobs and
yes,
or may have lost a job. We do our best to accommodate all parents. Ms. McFadden, please continue with the state jobs.
Okay, thank you. So if you're interested in applying for a state job, the New York City state government provides rewarding career opportunities for individuals with a broad range of backgrounds. To join the state workforce, you will most likely have to take a civil servant test before applying for the position you're interested in. Applying for positions, you have to sign up, you receive your exam results. That's the process. It takes at least 90 days. Most state jobs are divided into two categories, competitive and non-competitive. Competitive jobs, you must take and pass a civil service exam before applying for a competitive job. A non-competitive job, it does not require an exam. You do not need to take an exam, but you must meet the qualifications of that position. These positions are generally filled by people with professional license, trades, or other qualifications. So if you're interested in applying for a job at the state, this is for our seniors that are going to graduate. You can start to apply now. It takes time sometimes to be called off of these lists. So if you're interested, you'll go to the website that's there and you'll look and see what exam is coming up and you apply for an exam. Okay, Ms. Ramirez.
Ok, como ustedes pudieron escuchar, hay que tomar un examen, pero realmente los trabajos del gobierno están divididos en dos categorías. Los competitivos, estos requieren el examen. Por ejemplo, usted tiene que pagar por el examen y como sabemos, casi la mayoría de los trabajos del gobierno, bueno, no la mayoría, pero muchos de ellos requieren de que nos pongamos en una lista de espera. Entonces, sí se toma el examen y se pone en la lista de espera y tiene que esperar un poco. Y como una de nuestras estudiantes había preguntado si estos trabajos están disponibles para chicos que están todavía en la high school, y la respuesta es de que usualmente son más para chicos que están ya graduados de la high school o para los padres que quieren cambiar de carrera o que han perdido su trabajo. Este es un buen recurso, ¿ok? Y luego están los trabajos no competitivos que no requieren el examen, pero usted tiene que poder llenar las cualificaciones que requiere para la posición que usted quiere aplicar. Okay.
Next slide.
Okay, next, if you're interested in applying for a federal job, you have to be a U.S. citizen or a national, you can apply for the job. It's open to the public to apply. Depending on the job, you may need to provide several different documentations with your application, a cover letter, resume, academic transcript, etc. So you have to look on the job and see what the qualifications are. They are having some upcoming webinars because sometimes they may, sometimes federal jobs, they want your resume to look a certain way. So if you go to the webinar, you can apply for the webinar. If you go to the federal website there, you'll see it there, and you could sign up for the webinar. They're going to have navigating U.S. jobs, finding and applying for federal jobs online. They're offering that June 30th at 11 a.m. If that's a time that you can't make, just keep checking the website. Maybe they'll offer one that's later on in the evening. And they also have writing your federal resume, and that's going to be July 29th at 11 a.m. So you'll go at USA Jobs government website, and then you could sign up and register for the webinars.
Para aplicar lo que habíamos hablado anteriormente eran trabajos de la ciudad y trabajos estatales. Ahora, para los trabajos federales, quiere decir en general de los Estados Unidos, usted necesita ser ciudadano de los Estados Unidos, ¿ok? O nacional, o haber sido nacionalizado, ¿ok? Para poder aplicar para uno de estos trabajos. Y el trabajo va a depender de usted tendrá que proveer diferentes documentos con su aplicación. Por ejemplo, usualmente piden una carta de introducción o lo que le llaman un cover letter, un resumen, y usualmente también piden los récords de notas o los transcripts de las escuelas. ¿Ok? También ella está incluyendo como un taller para cómo aplicar a este tipo de trabajo, y aquí está toda la información. Será el 30 de junio a las 11 de la mañana. Cómo escribir un resumen para un trabajo federal, ¿ok? También tendrán otra sesión el 29 de julio a las 11 de la mañana, ¿ok? Y ahí está el website o el sitio web donde se pueden registrar para estos talleres de cómo escribir los resúmenes. Okay?
Thank you, Mr. Maris.
Okay, families, I'm going to tell you quickly what your scholars should be doing over the summer to help build their resume and to improve their chances of getting accepted to a college of their choice. This summer, they should volunteer. They should participate in an internship, join or participate in an organization. If you're interested in your child joining an organization, if you go to the school's website, go to the PLC section, we have a bunch of groups that we presented before that your scholar can join one of their organizations or groups. Take a College Now class. Those are the free classes that will give the kids credits towards college. The school, I know they go through City College, City Tech, so you can look that up and see. And they should work. If they're able to work, they should work. Take a class that fits their college major, like an art class, a computer class, music class, etc. Join a sports team. Take a college tour virtually, so to help them to decide what college they want to go to in the future. Apply for scholarships. Now's the time, because we need to rack up that money for college. And do their resume if they haven't done so already. Ms. Ramirez, thank you.
Esas son algunas de las cosas que los chicos deberían de estar haciendo para durante el verano. Pueden hacer, hay que mantenerlos ocupados, y también aparte de eso, es bueno para que ellos empiecen a crear su propio resumen, a mejorar su resumen, y aparte también de esto le ayuda luego para las aplicaciones de la universidad, créanlo o no. Por ejemplo, hacer trabajos voluntarios, hacer pasantías, participar en grupos o organizaciones, ¿ok? Nosotros tenemos ya unas cuantas que le hemos mencionado en el website de la escuela, ¿ok? O del PLC, del Comité de Padres, que tomen una clase de College Now, que pueden trabajar, pueden buscarse un trabajito, ¿ok? Tomar clases que le pueden ayudar para su carrera en la universidad, como arte, computadora, música, etcétera. Entrar a un equipo de deporte. coger tours de la universidad, especialmente los que vienen ya el próximo año como seniors o estudiantes de último año. Pueden tomar un tour en las universidades virtualmente, están disponibles, ¿ok? Aplicar para las becas. Ya hay que empezar desde ahora, especialmente para los que van a ser senior otra vez el próximo año, empiecen a aplicar por estas becas y empiecen a escribir su resumen o su currículo, su hoja de trabajo, su hoja de vida, como le decimos. Ms. P, can I also make an announcement?
Yes.
Okay. Parents, I need to run this by the school administration, but as you know, our school have a partnership with Total College, and this summer they have given me the opportunity they asked me, of course, I had to run this by Mr. Bashir and Miss Valerie. They offering me to teach a college class in history, like it's an ethnic class that most students need to take in college. So it will be available for our scholar during the summertime. If you're interested, you can reach out to me or Ms. Pink, and we can arrange like an informational session. But definitely I need to run this by the principal before I can offer it. So give me some time to talk to them because I got the information during the meeting. Okay. Padres, durante el verano voy a estar, como saben, tenemos estamos junto con tenemos una partnership con lo del Total College, y este verano vamos a estar ofreciendo una clase de verano, en el verano de historia, pero tienen que darme un momento porque tengo que pedirle permiso para esta clase a la señora Valerie y al señor Bashir, que son los administradores de la escuela. Necesito el permiso de ellos antes de hacerlo. Así que estaré mandando la información luego. Okay?
Okay, so we're going to ask you to bear with us. We're going to go to Miss Hicks. Again, I am your parent coordinator. It has been a pleasure to work with you guys this year and to service you guys as your parent coordinator. I wish you all a wonderful summer. Remember, I address the needs of the parents and guardians, and I'm here to help you. Always go to Instagram and Facebook. I want you to like the school page and give me some hearts for each post, guys. Today, I posted some community happenings, employment opportunities on Instagram and Facebook, and also check the story section. Ms. Ramirez.
Okay. La señora Pin, como saben, es la coordinadora de padre, okay, de nuestra escuela. Y ella está aquí para ayudar y apoyar a los padres y a los tutores. Y quiere, okay, I think that's it.
Okay, next slide, let's move it. Where can I get my WCHS school uniform is the hot question. It's the hot email Miss Pink gets for the new school year. So I'm here to tell you it's time for parents to start ordering. Don't wait till the last minute. Don't wait till we run out of supplies because everyone's ordering at the same time. Start ordering now. And it could be purchased online at the WCHS online store. I put the link there. And when you get emailed this beautiful presentation, don't forget to put the password, Go Wolverines, $2024 to order your uniforms.
Ok, la señora Ping está diciendo que por favor que se acuerden que ya es tiempo de empezar a ordenar sus uniformes, que no esperen que la mercancía se acabe porque después entonces tendrán que esperar. Entonces, qué bueno que empiecen a hacer la orden de su uniforme desde ahora. El website donde hacer la orden está puesta en la pantalla, así que por favor empiecen a ordenar.
Next slide, please. And once again, families, we have not 1, but 2 days left. Oh my goodness. No, it's 1 day. Tomorrow's the 18th. If you didn't do your family survey, it's due right now. Please, 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 we want to hear from you. Next slide so I could talk about this survey. Take the quick survey. It's due now. Go to the website, nycschoolsurvey.org. Your voice matters. Don't forget, if you do the survey and show us a confirmation screenshot, email it to aheliger@wcs.org to be entered into our grand raffle. Miss Ramirez.
So, okay, para que sepan que solamente quedan 2 días de escuela, ¿ok? Y que tienen que llenar la encuesta del estado de nuestra escuela. Por favor, vayan al sitio web que está que está puesto en la pantalla y llenen la encuesta. Su voz cuenta y es necesario para la escuela para hacer cualquier cambio también que ustedes no estén contentos o para dejarles saber al Estado lo bueno que está haciendo la escuela con sus estudiantes. Así que, por favor, vayan y háganlo. Y una vez que llenen la encuesta, mándenle una confirmación a la señora Angie Halliger. Ahí también está el correo electrónico de ella. Por favor, mándenle la confirmación de su encuesta de que ya la han llenado.
Next slide. Parents, don't forget 100%. Now is that time of year again. Parent Leadership Council elections. I'm going to give you the PLC at a snapshot. Join the PLC because your voice matters. As a parent, advocate for all the scholars at WCHS. Advocate for your school and help us grow. Elections will be in September. But what does it look like to be on the PLC? As a member of the PLC, you will meet with me, the parent coordinator, Ms. Pink, and members of the council to plan monthly meetings. As a member, you will meet with school leadership 1 time per month to discuss parent concerns, receive school updates, and voice your opinions. As a member, you will take turns presenting at the monthly WCHS board meeting and present a slide at the board meeting, updating the board on our next PLC meeting and who will be there. You will also network with other nonprofits in the community. And you know what's the best part? You will gain a new skill and it looks super great on a resume.
Ok, la señora Pink está hablando acerca de la importancia de estar en el comité de padre. Las elecciones serán pronto, me imagino que el próximo año, no escuché esa parte, pero y no está en la presentación, pero estén atentos porque viene. Entonces, ella elaboró en cuanto a cuáles son algunos de los beneficios, de ser parte del comité de padres. Como un miembro, usted va a ser va a trabajar con la señora Pink, ¿ok? Estarán reuniéndose mensualmente. Aparte de eso, ellos también se reúnen con el liderazgo de la escuela, con el director o principal, la dirección de la escuela en general. También se reúnen con lo que es el board de la escuela, que es prácticamente lo que están por encima de la jerarquía en nuestra escuela. Y ellos se reúnen con todos ellos para hacer una voz de los padres. Entonces, es muy importante que se quieran incluir como miembros del PLC, ¿ok? Del comité de padres. También se van a estar reuniendo con el liderazgo de la escuela para recibir información y tener información al día de cualquier cosa que esté pasando con la escuela. También van a crear una red que le va a beneficiar dentro de la comunidad de la escuela, ¿ok? Y por último, va a desarrollar una destreza. Esto es una destreza que usted puede luego utilizar en un resumen. Usted ha sido parte del comité de padres de la escuela de sus hijos y se ve muy bien en el resumen.
Next slide. Next steps to join the PLC. All parents who wish to run for the following positions: president, vice president, secretary, fundraising coordinator, please fill out a Google PLC interest form. Check your emails. It'll be coming soon and it's due by June 25th, 2020. Over the summer, those parents who choose to run for the PLC will begin their campaign. You'll start submitting all your campaign ideas to Miss Pink. Some examples are making a quick 1-minute video, posting what position you're running for, a campaign flyer, a campaign email to families, or just be creative and surprise me with some sort of campaign outreach.
Ok. Ahora sí tenemos la fecha de cuándo serán las elecciones. Serán en junio 25 del 2021. Bueno, próximamente, muy brevemente. Entonces, estas son las posiciones para las que ustedes pueden aplicar. Pueden aplicar para la posición de presidente, de vicepresidente, de secretario, tesorero y el líder para recaudar fondos, ¿ok? Un coordinador de recaudación de fondos, ¿ok? Entonces, durante el verano, los padres que quieran correr que quieran postularse para estas posiciones, pueden empezar su campaña mandándole su campaña a la señora P. Puede ser un video de 1 minuto, puede ser un póster, puede ser un email o un correo electrónico que se le mande a los padres, ¿ok? Y haciendo como, por ejemplo, un alcance a los padres de dejar saber que ustedes están corriendo para la posición.
Next slide. So I'm also looking for PLC parent volunteers. Become a PLC volunteer because it's fun. We're currently seeking volunteers for various positions to help our PLC with monthly meetings for the 2021-2022 school year. Volunteering is a great way to get involved, meet new people, support our school. There is no minimum time requirement, and tell your friends who are also parents at our school, because you know what? The more the merrier. Typically, we maintain a general list of volunteers whom we contact via email whenever help is needed. But if there's something more specific you would like to lend a hand in, please let us know. You'll have a lot of chances to pitch in throughout the year with varying time commitments, so there's no pressure. Become a PLC volunteer. It's fun, and we would really, really, really love to have you. P.S. There is no election required to volunteer. So please complete your PLC parent volunteer form. Check your emails for the form.
Ok, anteriormente ella estaba hablando de... Thank you, Jay. Estaba hablando de que el comité de padres también necesita padres voluntarios, para la cual no se tiene que hacer una campaña, no se tiene que correr para ninguna posición. Simplemente ella quiere crear una lista de padres voluntarios donde los padres vayan a tener, puedan ayudar con algunos eventos, ¿ok? Los eventos, como saben, se dan a diferentes tiempos, van a ser diferentes horas. Simplemente quiere tener una lista de cuando, para los padres que quieran de alguna manera invertir un poquito de su tiempo para ayudar en el comité. Que busquen el formulario, creo que ya lo mandó ya por el email, pero si no están seguros, por favor, mándenle un email y ella les responde esta información.
Next slide, please. So you know I always give you some resources. This Saturday, Sisters with a Purpose will have an open food pantry. They give a wonderful assortment of various food products. Sometimes they get extra surprises as they're giving in. Different vendors will come in and give. I would attend. And as always, I always advertise the food pantry at the Open Door Family Life Center every Saturday. And these things are also posted on our social media. Go to the next slide, Jade. We're going to whisk through this. The New York Public Library, because I know we cater to the whole family. I do as your parent coordinator. Coming soon, the New York Public Library. They have Imagine Together and Become a Reader. So it's a program for the little ones into the middle school age level. So it starts Sunday, June 27th. You check every week for new activities and you can earn reading badges, and it increases the child's literacy. So I'm going to pause and let Ms. Ramirez translate that.
En el flyer anterior, en el slide anterior, ella presentó las hermanas con propósito. Esto va a ser van a estar dando comida gratis, como pueden, producto de comidas gratis. Claro, no va a ser comida cocinada, pero comida, y la van a abrir a que usted vaya y escoja las cosas que le gustaría. Jay, can you go back to the previous slide so I can see the day? Okay, ahí está la información del día. Será este sábado de 9 a 10 de la mañana. Entonces, ahí tienen la información. Como ustedes pueden ver, también tiene la dirección para que puedan, si quieren, ir a buscar comida. ¿Ok? Y luego la next slide.
Next slide.
Este también que va a ser un programa para los chiquitos que vendrá a la librería pública, a la biblioteca pública durante el verano para va a ser un programa de lectura para los chiquitos, ¿ok? Este también empezará el domingo 27 de junio. Y ahí está toda la información que necesitan para tener más información acerca del programa.
Next slide, please. Okay, this weekend, Makata. That's the museum downtown on Hanson Street. They're doing the Soul of Brooklyn celebrating Juneteenth. They're having a whole array of things to go to. It'll be in Fort Greene Park at the corner of Lafayette. Practice social distancing, wear your mask, but the Free Black Women's Library will be there. They'll do a spades tournament, a community wall painting, art table, and health resources.
Ok, esto va a ser en celebración del 19 de junio, como saben. Otro programa para los chicos y bueno, para toda la familia. Y como pueden ver, ahí está la información, está un poquito pequeño, pero es un evento gratis y es un evento gratis y como pueden, van a tener diferentes actividades para los chicos y para la familia.
Next slide. Okay, more resources from the New York Human Service Resource Administration of Social Services and Riseboro Community Partnership. I found I posted on social media. I brought it to you guys again because some families are experiencing a hardship. You have unpaid rent. Here's all the information to get emergency rental assistance. And with Riseboro, if you're coping with COVID-19 or you just need someone to talk to, there's the phone number. So please call.
Ok, estos son algunos de los recursos que, como siempre, la señora le ofrece durante las reuniones. Sabemos que hemos pasado por tiempos difíciles y si usted está teniendo problemas para pagar su renta, este programa le puede ayudar. Así que vaya al sitio web de este programa. Lo más probable que esté en español, casi siempre lo ponen también en español. Y por favor, aplique si está teniendo problemas para aplicar para pagar su renta. También el Riseboro, es más como para ayuda emocional y psicológica si está teniendo problemas con los estragos del COVID. Como saben, mucha gente no está muy bien emocionalmente y si necesita puede llamar a este teléfono y hablar con un consejero.
Next slide, please. Okay. Miss McFadden.
Okay, everyone, it's that time.
DJ Miss Pink is in the house. It's time for the raffle.
All right, it's time. This is my time to shine. This is my favorite part of the
Jade,
meeting.
please
All
share
right,
the
Jay, you
raffle.
ready for the wheel?
We're getting
This
ready
is
right
for
now.
our summertime birthday. We asked that families share with us their summer plans, and we put their name on the wheel. I'm going to spin the wheel, and whoever wins will win a $25 gift card. Okay, spin the wheel, Miss Pink. Miss Winslow, are you here?
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Are you here?
Congratulations.
She here? She's not here.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Miss Winfield.
Thank you.
Right. All right. So you won a $25 gift card, the last one of the school year from the PLC.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Okay, we will get that to you as soon as we can. Okay, so look out for
Thank
the
you,
email.
guys.
Okay,
Thank
you're
you so
welcome.
much.
And we know you enter all the time, and we always come to our meetings. So we thank you for that. You're a supporter of ours, so we appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, this is quickly showing some of the summer plans of the parents, what they said, what you guys said you're going to do over the summer, spend time with your family, go to the beach, the park, have fun with the kids. Some people having a barbecue, renovating their house. Someone's going to Puerto Rico, Jamaica, going to the National Harbor in Maryland, Miami, Virginia, Mexico. You guys can read it for yourself. Lake Placid. Some people are working. A lot of people said they're doing a staycation. I guess a lot of people still scared of COVID like me, so you won't be going too far. All right. And some people are going to be island hopping in the Greek Isles. Who's going there? I want to go. Okay. That's wonderful. All right. Thank you for everyone that entered in. I hope you guys enjoy your summer plans.
Okay, families, now it's my pleasure to introduce our PLC president, Ms. Shabana Hardy, who's going to talk Learning That Works. Ms. Hardy, it's all yours. Thank you so much.
Good evening, families. Thank you so much for being patiently waiting. So as a parent, I found a program that is good and beneficial for scholars that are interested in learning vocational trades. So Learning That Works. Co-op Tech is a unique citywide school that offers students opportunities to learn career technical education skills in a variety of different trades. The scholars are exposed to on-site work-based learning experiences. Scholars work towards certifications, New York State licenses, and develops the skills necessary to meet the industry demands. All courses offered are 1 year long, except the automotive program, which is 2 years. Next slide. So these are just a list of some of the courses that are offered. We have carpentry, plumbing, automotive technology, natural hairstyling, barbering, A+ computer repair, web design, certified nursing assistant. Now, every student enrolled in the classes will take the 30-hour occupational safety health administration training. Next slide, please. Now, what are the admission requirements for Co-op Tech? The applicants must be 17 to 21 years old, enrolled in a New York City high school with a minimum 20 credits or a high school graduate. So if your scholar's in 11th grade or 12th grade, and they're interested in learning a trade while attending school, then this is a program that you would want to look into for them. So Co-op Tech has a half-day session for all courses offered. So we have an AM sessions, 8:30 to 11 a.m., and then there's a PM session, 12:20 to 2:50. Now, Co-op Tech is offered at a variety of campuses, but their main location is at East 96th Street. Now, they do have a campus in Brooklyn. It's in Canarsie campus. Now, the different campus that you go to, it depends on the program that you're interested in. Next slide, please. Okay, so if you have any questions or concerns, like Ms. Pink always says, this presentation will be emailed to you. So you can contact Ms. Francine Jacuz, and her email and phone number is there. And also during the presentation, when you receive this, you can click on the link and it will take you directly to Co-op Tech so you can learn more about this school. Thank you so much. Now, once again, families, we are at the ending of the meeting, and the PLC wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you, and we appreciate you. This past year, we faced unforeseen difficulties, yet our families and scholars were resilient and persevered. Thank you. So what would you like to see from the PLC? How can the PLC continue to provide support for you and your scholars? Ms. Ramirez, can you translate? But you can go back so they can learn about Co-op Tech, please. Thank you so much.
Ok, no voy a decir mucho, pero como pueden ver, son programas para los chicos a través de Co-op Tech, que ofrece dos tipos de programas. Tiene un programa de 1 año y tiene un programa de 2 años. En el siguiente, next slide, Jay. Ahí en el próximo slide de la presentación pueden ver todos los tipos de programas que también están disponibles a través de Co-op Tech, ¿ok? Entonces, otra vez, tienen los sitios web. Usualmente a veces estos sitios web se pueden traducir al español, así que no tengan miedo. Y si, por ejemplo, quieren hacer algo o obtener alguna información, por favor, no duden en comunicarse con nosotros, que siempre tenemos a alguien que puede traducirle cualquier información que no haya entendido. Esa es la lista de los cursos que ellos ofrecen. Como le dije, casi todos los cursos son de 1 año, pero creo que el de motores es de 2 años. Pero es otra manera en que los chicos pueden obtener, o si usted es joven todavía, también puede entrar a estos programas y tener un oficio o un trabajo, ¿ok? Una carrera. Ahí está la información. Bueno, solamente es para los chicos que llegan hasta 21 años. Por ejemplo, si sus hijos no se graduaron y no siguieron, pero no saben qué quieren hacer, esta es una buena opción para ellos también, porque pueden entrar a estos programas hasta los 21, ¿ok? Y ahí está toda la información. Co-op Tech, ese es tienen el campo en la escuela en Brooklyn y tienen sesiones para admisión. Como pueden ver, tienen la de 8 de la mañana y tienen otra sesión de 12:20 a 2 de la tarde. ¿Ok? Yeah, one forward. One forward. No. One more. One more, Jay. Ok. Y por supuesto, la señora Hardy quiere darle las gracias por por su participación. Y ahora tenemos la mesa abierta con la señora Hardy. Para esta oportunidad es quiere ella tomar la oportunidad para darle las gracias por haberse involucrado con nosotros a través del año y de haber participado en el comité de padres. También esta es una oportunidad también para que ustedes puedan decir que quieren ver el comité de padres hacer en estas reuniones, ¿ok? Y cómo también el comité de padres puede continuar proveyendo apoyos a los estudiantes. Entonces son preguntas que ya quieren que ustedes le den idea de cómo apoyarlo a ustedes y a sus estudiantes.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to say, I know Ms. Hardy asked what do you want to see from the PLC? In the chat earlier, someone put down free summer pre-med program. So I have that written down for the PLC to look into. I don't know if that person's still on the line, on the call.
Would your parents have any other concerns or scholars? Things that you might have interest in that you want the PLC to research for you or find out more information about? And if you don't right now, it's totally okay. You were given a lot of information and you worked hard all day. I totally understand. So what you can do is also just take the time over the summer to think about things that you and your scholar might need. And it's also not like a set list. You know, we change, life change, things happen. So it's okay. So as the year continues on, just think about it over the summer and then moving forward in September. Things you all might want to see more from the PLC and the school. Okay. So next slide, please, Jade. If we don't have any questions, I don't want to. Thank you so much. So parental involvement is key to student success. We thank you all. We appreciate all the parents and guardians for coming to the PLC meetings and supporting their scholars' education. Please know that you can always reach the Parent Leadership Council at PLC@thewcs.org. Have a great summer, and once again, thank you for coming. We appreciate you and your family.
And a happy early Father's Day to all the fathers. Make sure you take care of your dads this weekend.
Absolutely,
okay?
Absolutely. And I want to thank my council for the 2020-2021 academic year. Thank you for volunteering, giving your time, especially when we do our meetings. And I know you guys rush home from work and you have the family to take care, but you always make time for me and you always make time for Williamsburg Charter High School. I want to thank Mr. Maris for always being there to translate for us and to help our families and just to be part of our family unit. And guys, I wish you all a wonderful summer. Again, it was a pleasure being your parent coordinator. I send you guys virtual hugs and virtual love, and I give you all shine. Thank you so much.
Thank
you guys
you
are awesome.
We appreciate you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Like Miss Pink says, turn on the camera so we can see your beautiful faces, you know.
Yes,
you guys.
absolutely.
Won't see you guys again until next year, maybe. So
and I want to
Yes.
say a special message to my graduates. Those that have been here and you have known me, I'm going to say this. You are your ancestors' wildest dreams, and you're making them so proud of you. I wish you luck. I wish you joy. I wish many good fortunes for you. I hope your college experience is wonderful, your military experience, your trade school, or you just emerging yourself into the workforce. I hope it all goes well for you. And you can always come back to us for advice at the school. We love you guys.
Thank you, Sean.
thank you.
Bye. Have a safe summer, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you. Enjoy.
Thank you for being here. Everyone travel home safely virtually.
Okay, ladies, have a good night.
Thank you, Miss Ramirez.
Thank you so much, Ms.
Appreciate you.
Ramirez.
Thank you.
You're very welcome, and thank you
Thank
for
you.
what you do for the parents in the school, guys. It's awesome. This year was an awesome year with all the information that you four put together for the parents, and we really appreciate you.
Thank you.
We appreciate you too.
Yeah.
And families, join. I need volunteers. We need check your emails for those survey forms, those interest forms.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Good night. Happy summer.
Good night,
Bye,
everyone.
guys. Thank you.
Thank you. We are going to stop recording right now because the meeting has come to an end. Thank you so
Good
much.
night, families. Thank you for coming. Thank you for